After Effects has a great built-in stabilizer. Here's this video clip, shaky camera, that you can find in the project files, and I'm just looking at the first 5 seconds of it. And you can see that it has that sort of handheld quality to it. Some people like that, but oftentimes I get a little bit annoyed with it. I'd rather have it to be a little bit more stable and smooth. If you want to stabilize video footage like this, just right-click the layer and choose Warp Stabilizer VFX. This is the same type of warp stabilizer that's available in Premiere Pro, so if you know that, you'll know how this one works. Once you apply it, it's going to initialize and analyze the video clip that you've added. So the shorter the video clip, the better actually, so that it doesn't have to analyze everything. And also you want a clip where the shot is relatively the same. You don't want the camera to be panning around, changing the shot within this exact same shot because it's analyzing everything. So it's good if it's in one sort of location. And then once it does that, it will actually go through each frame and stabilize. And if you don't want it to have to actually stabilize everything, what I definitely recommend is trimming in to your comp work area. So if I cancel this, then I reanalyze, you'll see that it's only going to stabilize frames 1 through 127. So you can see it's kind of shaky right here, and then let's see what happens after this stabilizes. You'll see the orange bar stabilizing. Now if we play this through, look at that, smooth, buttery. I love it. You get rid of those little hand jitters that you get when you're shooting handheld. You can control the amount of smoothing and stabilizing through this smoothness percentage. It automatically sets the settings to what typically works best with the warp stabilizer. The result is smooth motion and not no motion. If you want absolutely no motion, sometimes it can be done. It depends on the clip. Like this one is pretty good. See, look at no motion at all. And what's happening is it's actually sort of warping the image, it's rotating it, it's changing the position, it's scaling it so that there is no motion. Let me just show you what happens when I change the method from subspace warp to position, scale, and rotation. And then I change the framing to stabilize only. So this is actually what's happening. You can see that the frame, your video composition, is actually moving around, it's rotating. See, look how it's rotating around. So what it needs to do, or what this effect does, is it scales it, it crops it if necessary. And so you will be punching in a little bit on the clip, meaning you will zoom in a little bit more, but the result is you get this more stable look. If the no motion doesn't work for you, or even if the smooth motion looks a little bit wonky, because sometimes depending on how much camera shake there is, it can look a little bit digital, you can decrease the smoothness, and that will make it a little bit less stable, but better than having something that looks sort of distorted. And then just play around. If subspace warp doesn't work for you, try these other ones. Typically, this is going to be the best option though. To do an even better job, click under the advanced and do detailed analysis, and it will go through all the frames with more detail and try to stabilize it even better. But usually without this, it does a decent job. But even without this, it does a decent job. So that's the stabilizer right within After Effects.